Hold on, I was muted. There we go. You're live. Hi, everyone. Jordan, can we hear you? Try talking.
Can
Okay,
you?
good. Yeah, we're good.
Can you?
We're good. Oh, man. It's one
You
of the...
look so much more dapper than I do.
I have a straw fedora. I wore this hat in Mexico one time, and Michelle made fun of me the whole time. Oh, boy. I'm just trying to figure out where to start. It's Jordan and I were just talking. This dapper idea was horrible because, as Rich points out in the comments, even in the Bay Area, it is hot. It is very hot for the last several days. North of LA, it's been like 109 by me. And
it's ridiculous.
I know, and like the baby has like very interesting. Like he wants to be warm all the time, even though I want to be cooler. So like the air conditioning's intermittently off. It's a mess.
Does he stay cool?
The baby?
Like he's just cool. He's chill.
All the time. See, Javier, 108 here in Sacramento.
Gosh, it's insane.
Freaking crazy. Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy Place Live.
Unofficial Dapper Day.
Unofficial Dapper Day.
We made a
I almost wore my
brief
Indiana
comment
Jones
at the
hat.
end of the last.
Here, yeah. I'm wearing a tie for what it's worth.
I'm wearing buttons. Check it out. These buttons go all the way
There
up.
you go.
I kind of procrastinated on Dapper Day and was just very recently in my closet.
It says the volume's a bit off. Let me see.
A lot of disappointment.
That's the story of all closets. Look at this. I can't breathe. It's so tight. I don't know the last time I wore the shirt. There's been no reason to dress up. I think the last time wasn't anything. Oh man, hold on, we got a question. I would like to know if I can travel to Orlando to the parks without being afraid of dying or catching coronavirus that you recommend. Jordan, you can weigh in on that.
I can say yes, you can go. You can do that. And yeah, in my experience, Disney has knocked it out of the park with safety.
It certainly feels like that. Although last time you were there, you said that it was busier than previous visits.
It's starting to feel a lot busier. I think a lot of people are being able to fill in this week. They tipped the scales a little more, so I think they opened up the availability for pass holders to come in. So it's probably not going to be as walk-on as it was in those first couple weeks, as they're going in and out. But otherwise, it is still a great time to visit. If you feel comfortable going to your grocery store, you're going to feel comfortable at Disney World.
That's a nice way to look at it. I'm just looking at the comments.
We are. I think I could speak for you as well in assuming that we are only dapper above the waist.
It's just too darn hot, everybody. I don't know how much longer this hat's going to stay on. I'm going to wear it like this now. At the farm. It's been a hard day at work at the farm today. Got my Sunday best to go into town. I don't know.
It almost looks more natural that way.
When it's up? It's so hot. Look at how much I'm sweating. Sorry everyone at home. This is not...
Week after he employs the high definition camera.
Yeah.
You can really see it glistening.
Okay, let's talk about... Let's just do something relevant to at least start it off before it goes completely off the rails. I did the title of it today. Is it possible that Disneyland won't reopen in 2020? And, Jordan, I would love to know your opinion first before I try to lay out the facts that make me think it's very possible.
That it's possible that it will, or that it doesn't reopen.
That it doesn't reopen.
See, I have been always in the camp of that it will reopen. And I would still, if I was a betting man, I would put my bets in it opens this fall kind of category. Only because I know things are in California crazy and I'm not there locally to get the same impressions that you are. But Disneyland already had an opening date scheduled. They were closer than we probably want to recognize, or that the state of California probably wants to realize. Downtown Disney's been open for a while, and I think reception of that has been sort of both extremes depending on the day that you go in. But I think it's definitely in the realm of possibility. And again, if I was a betting man, I would say sometime this fall, Disneyland will slowly start to reopen.
So slow? You mean like a limit, like basically the early days of Walt Disney
Basically,
World?
in the same way that Disney did it, or Disney World did it, where they would open it up at low capacity.
So I today, I don't know if it was today, but did you see that in New York? So one of the states now historically that's kind of gotten back on track. New York, the governor, like Governor Newsom there has, or not Newsom, sorry, Governor Cuomo? Yeah,
Cuomo.
New York's Cuomo. Governor Cuomo there, basically, like a lot of more and more stuff is starting to get the okay to open, except entertainment venues, even in New York where things are drastically lower. And I think that California is much like we're going to be extra cautious because everything's so crazy. That even when things start to get the go ahead and we start to move on, I just see no scenario where they're going to say it's okay for parks to open. I legit don't think Disneyland will open until there's a vaccine.
That sounds so extreme.
I know, but at the state,
because Disney World is doing so well. Disney World has been open and Disney World, if you look at it from an objective point of view, picked the absolute worst moment to open, because we were breaking daily testing records and whatnot of people who were contracting it. Our parks opened in the midst of that, and they've been open for, what is it, almost a month and a half now, little under a month and a half. And if the parks being open were going to cause something, they would be able to trace it back to this event happening. And I read an article, I can't remember where I read it, but it basically said theme parks didn't have as drastic of an effect as anyone would have originally thought.
I think because here's the other thing, right? So has there been any COVID outbreak or any sort of cases reported at Disney World?
Not to my knowledge, at least.
Okay, because
and I think you have to assume that people who do have the virus have probably gotten in some capacity, but nothing. I don't know. Maybe it's the cleaning. Maybe whatever they're doing is working, because we haven't seen total disaster like everyone, and people are still saying it's a total mess for them to be open. And everyone forgets that Universal and SeaWorld were open for like 2 months before that.
Yeah.
And still it's I don't check it as regularly as I used to, but and I didn't really check it. I was just informed.
Yeah.
Like I would see on Twitter or Facebook what the numbers were. And the fact that I don't hear those anymore, I don't know if it's just old news or if it's sort of in a somewhat okay state right now.
I don't know. I mean, California is kind of a mess, but you're right. They're not like broadcasting the numbers as much as they used to. My concern is, so Downtown Disney was open. It's been open for like 2 months now. Is it a month and a half? Anyway, and they had cast members get cases. Not a major
really?
outbreak, but there was one situation where some cast members got cases, and they took care of it right away, and allegedly everything was sanitized. But I think it shows that it's not completely foolproof. I don't know. I mean,
nothing is going to be foolproof.
Yeah. Ed says our audio is really bad. It sounds like one of you is next to a really loud fan. Actually, it might be.
You mean this fan?
I don't hear any fan for you. Do I sound like I'm next to a fan?
No.
As we continue to navigate this in live time.
My surroundings.
All right, let's see. Anyway,
Just need to rent a studio space.
for what we had another question. Will Disneyland cast members follow the guidelines for face masks among the tourists? I'd assume. I'm pretty sure. They've been really good about that at Disney World, haven't they?
I have seen great mask implementation.
Have you ever seen a cast member ask somebody to put a mask on?
Mm-hmm.
See, that's good.
Sometimes people will get a little lax in line and the mask will go over the nose or something like that. And it's usually remedied really quickly.
I just don't. I mean, maybe it's because partially I have a biased opinion, because every day that the park stays closed is the day that my pass gets extended, and therefore it's the day that I can go to the park again. But as Beast said earlier, or Betty pointed out earlier, that Beast said the park for sure will open by Labor Day. But yeah, that's a tall order. Honestly, I don't know how even if they got the okay. Let's say they get
by
the okay.
Labor Day.
Yeah. I think she's saying it's there's no way that's going to happen.
Oh yeah, no way. That's too soon.
Because if they got the okay, it's still going to take them like a month to get for everything.
Right.
No problem, Michael. Thanks for watching. Oh, people wanted me to undapper. Ed, is our microphone still bad? Because everything's coming through fine on my side, so it could be in the broadcast, which would suck, because we have no control over that. Javier says, I forgot that I'm even wearing my mask and face shield all day at work.
That's true, especially when I know I'm probably it's a by case basis, but as far as me wearing a mask in the parks, it's just second nature now. You forget you're wearing it.
I mean, that's kind of that way with everything, isn't it? You sort of just like toss it on and all of a sudden...
You just get used to it.
Mm-hmm. We almost... I mean, like we were talking about, the reason we can't go anywhere is because Michael's here now, but when it is ready, we're very... I don't need to go shopping at Downtown Disney, but I would love to go to Downtown Disney to go to the confectionery to get churro toffee.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So at some point, Michelle and I are probably going to take that trip.
I still need to figure out if we can get churro toffee anywhere here.
Well, Michael says we're coming through good. And then Ed says, yeah, I switched over to my iPhone. It's got better, so it might be my iPad. It could have also been maybe our streaming quality increased.
Apple products, I tell you.
Well, iPad versus iPhone? I don't know.
Something.
Continuing onwards. Okay, so you say, if you would actually, so you're saying fall is when the park would open.
I would guess, heavy emphasis, guess, all caps, before like Christmas season. So October-ish, they'll slowly start to filter people through. That's my optimistic guess.
I am going to stand by, I'm throwing it out there, I don't think the park will open for ride enjoyment until January. I do think that there's a scenario where DCA or Disneyland will open in some sort of food festival style Taste of Calico.
I'm surprised they haven't already, to be honest.
Well, yeah, with how good Knott's threw it together.
Or announce something.
Well, I bet you it'll happen really quickly. They'll just be like, we're going to do this thing, and boom, it'll go. Because California Adventure already kind of does that anyway with their food and wine festivals. The whole thing is kind of set up to do a loop in Pixar Pier. I think the only thing that hurts them is Pixar Pier is so far back into the park, where the Calico Ghost Town is at the very front of Knott's. Like, so they don't have to open as much of an area for that to function. Sure. Where with DCA they would have to have a full stretch and then people policing on either side so that nobody can jump and go to other parts of the park.
I think that would be pretty manageable if...
Do you? Really? Like nobody would. You really have to make sure that nobody gets through one of the barricades, and then goes into Guardians of the Galaxy or goes into like nothing will be operating. But yeah,
I think in a part like here it was. Let me get my thoughts. Here, everyone was, before anything opened, everyone was saying, like the locals and the annual pass holders, they're entitled and they're going to do what they want and they don't care about the rules and whatnot. I think annual pass holders are a different kind of, at least Disney ones. They respect any kind of thing that's going to get them into something sooner. That first day back at Magic Kingdom was one of the greatest days, and I think everyone was experiencing that as well. They were glad to be back, and there was a lot more restrictions than there were the last time they had visited.
Yeah.
But everything was still going hunky-dory, and yeah, there's still gonna be a grumpy person here and there, or a sneaky person here and there, but I don't think that alone would be enough to squash that idea.
Yeah. It's a few things. Ed's agreeing with you. Probably Christmas season, sometime during the holidays there. And Michael saying mid-September or October. Specifically says, don't quote me on that, though.
You just did.
Yeah.
You literally said, Michael said.
And then Deadpool they might reopen sometime in 2021. Let's see, what's Jenny saying? I don't know how they can stay closed. They are losing so much money. I think that is a real concern. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because you're right. It's just astronomical amounts of money. But at the end of the day, it's like, they have no control here.
I think if it wasn't for the state of California, they would be open.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I think the state of California is going to have much stricter guidelines going forward. It's already. I don't think they're very happy that at the very start of this they were touting how well we were doing, because we were, and now it's so bad. Like Los Angeles gains more cases per day than most states do. And that's just
so
one
backwards
county.
In comparison to how they've been treating it.
I know. And so I think that California's going to be extra conservative about it. There's no way that they're going to be like, I just see no scenario where they're like, people can be allowed in the theme park. That being said, I think a food festival is a real possibility that I'm surprised we won't, like, knowing how our track record goes with these live streams, there's a good chance that tomorrow Disney will announce some sort of food festival at one of the parks.
How much less would you put into a theme park if you're just serving them food?
What do you mean?
It's like, what if you're going to let someone in for a food festival, how much less capacity are you really looking at that it doesn't make sense for you to just, okay, I'm going to open up the rest of the park?
I think the thing is with the food festival, it's an outdoor environment that you're all eating in. And with rides, it's an enclosed space, and they don't want to. I think there's a better chance of contracting something on a ride than there is doing it.
I guess. It's just so, like, it's only been a month, but I'm like so used to how like Magic Kingdom and the parks do it, where everything is still like super spaced out. Everything gets. If you're going to the park for the day, guaranteed, you will see them cycle through rides, spraying them down and sanitizing them. A lot of it's outdoors. I'm just trying to think, like, even if it just from a. Do you think they would alternate days? Because in California, the parks are right next to each other. It's easy for them to sort of not scan. It's easy for them to say, we can have this amount of people reserving the park for this day, and someone reserving the park for this day. That's all the way 2 miles over here, 3 miles over here. Disneyland's a different animal. I think my brain just went on a completely different tangent, by the way. But
I was just riding it out.
yeah, that would be hard for them to operate both in the same day.
Operate both parks? Why?
I don't know.
I think
Never.
if
I'm thinking. Well, I'm thinking of like getting into the park in the morning. I guess is there's a lot more real estate that takes up, and I'm just thinking of the Esplanade in between both parks. It could be done.
well, you do the temperature check before you go through downtown Disney, so you're. I don't think it would be that bad because going through the actual gates isn't going to be that challenging. The only issue is they can't do park hopping. So that would be a problem, right? Because people would show up at the gates, they'd go to DCA, and if they only have a reservation for Disneyland and they weren't informed about that, that kind of clogs up the line because then they try to get into DCA and then they go, you can only go to one park at this time, and then they get upset, and then
Unless you can only do it if you have a park hopper, or
but then people would be upset about that.
to be forced to park hop. When
Oh, you mean like if
realistically,
everybody can?
just like the realistically, just like the situation in Disney World here, a majority of the people going to the parks right now are annual pass holders. There's a lot of people that are on vacation, but it's still a small percentage. And Disneyland is such a locally based park that in a crunchy time like this, Disneyland could probably get away with saying, okay, did I just use crunchy as
Yeah, I was like,
I don't know.
it is a crunchy time.
Where they're crunched right now. The numbers are being crunched. And it could be, people would be like, well, it's not ideal, but it's okay.
I mean, it's possible. I just wonder with the capacity of the parks how that's even possible. Like you can't have people park hop because the capacity in one park could balloon.
It could shift.
Yeah. Unless you're literally limiting it to 2 parks compiled under capacity for 1 park.
Or you just have lines, literally. We were at Epcot the other night, and the Mexico Pavilion filled up completely. Too many people were in line, too many people were in the restaurant and in the little gift shop, and so they closed it up. And so there was a little short line going around the little Mexico pyramid. And it wasn't there long. It was probably only there for like 20 minutes until things leveled out. But that could be, and that's what they're doing with all the stores too. If people are in the gift shop, there's someone at the entrance. There's only one entrance to like specific gift shop, like the Emporium.
And the lines are spaced appropriately?
Well, they're making sure that capacity doesn't get overdrawn or whatever the word is. And they're tallying when people leave, and they're tallying when people come in, so that there's always within a specific number. And I could see them employing something like that. I guarantee they're doing it at like World of Disney or something in downtown Disney. That they probably could do that in the parks.
Samuel asks when we predict Disneyland and DCA will reopen. We were talking about that right now and earlier, and we differ on opinion. Jordan says the fall. I say not.
October 13th.
I say not till January 2021. As Ed says, I am a downer. But remember, none of this is rooted in fact and only using observation. So it could open tomorrow. It won't.
October 13th is a Tuesday, by the way.
Our anniversary is on the 12th.
That would be the best anniversary present.
It would.
Go and get a Ronto wrap. That would be crazy if they're like, yeah, Disneyland is open. They didn't make an announcement. They didn't post anything.
Well, remember when when City Walk at Universal Hollywood literally just, I mean, it wasn't grand. They really had nothing ready to go, but one day they snapped their fingers and they're like, hey, come on down to City Walk this afternoon.
Like, yeah, let's do it.
It's go time. That's
the best way to do it. No anticipation. Just okay. Let's do it.
Could you
Let's
imagine
roll.
if Universal Studios? Somebody was saying that you can now. They have, well, whatever. All the parks start posting hours, and then it's always wrong anyway. But I guess Universal Hollywood started to, I think, made tickets available for sale starting September 1st.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know if it.
What happens? Well, in Orlando, they opened like a month and a half before. Orlando is sort of like a step ahead of Disney these days.
Mm-hmm. You mean Universal?
What did I say?
Orlando.
Oh, well, in that case, a huge step. But yes, Universal is usually a beacon of things to come for the Disney company.
I think, and Jordan, you've already said this, once the state gives the okay for theme parks to reopen, I think that Universal is already ready to reopen, and we'll be like, we'll reopen in a couple days. I think that Disneyland will open shortly after that, because you're right, all the theme parks are waiting on the local government. But I don't think that California is going to be like other states, and just once they feel like it's better. Just especially because California got burnt the first time, I feel like they're going to be more hesitant with the second reopening. Because we're one of the only states that, I mean, like, a lot of people rolled back, but, like, we officially rolled back. Like, they shut things down again.
The thing, Florida did the most Florida thing ever, and Florida does what Florida always does. They made it somehow. They just made it through.
Proves everybody wrong.
Oblivious to any kind of consequence.
Javier is in the mood for a churro. Also, did you know when you go to Downtown Disney, you can get a churro? I'm sure you don't have this issue at all, but they brought, like, they've got a churro. Yeah, they have a churro cart out. So, what's going on in the chat?
Javier says Ronto wraps.
They're trying to start a party. Rich says, someone say party, I'll get a kegger or of whatever Ed wants.
If there's a keg of anything, it's going to be delicious Diet Coke.
See, thanks, David. David's, I mean, I don't know. I shouldn't be a downer. This is Happy Place Explorers. I guess if I wasn't dying of heat stroke, I'd be a little bit more excited. I love how there was a movement of undapper Joey for a little bit. Betty, you've never had a mint julep? Hold on. Betty's never had a mint julep, but I hear they taste a little like mouthwash. What?
A very little bit, in the fact that it's minty. There's a mint essence.
Mint juleps are...
It is the most refreshing thing you'll ever drink, besides, of course, a Diet Coke.
There it is. You got it.
It's fun. Can you believe it? No calories.
I know. I can't believe they decided to sponsor us.
Mint juleps have 1,200 calories.
Probably.
Per serving. And you generally get a serving of 4 in each. Oh my goodness.
We're back. Wouldn't be a live stream without some sort of camera difficulty.
It was brief, though, this time.
Yeah.
Hey, how about us? We started only 3 minutes late today. I think that should be celebrated.
It's true. Ed did notice right at the beginning that he's like, we're going to start on time today. And then immediately, like, I guess we're not starting on time.
Not exactly on time,
no.
But we were in the window.
What else is new? You've been to the park so much. It's just like, man.
I have.
Have you gotten anything? Thanks, Javier. He's a responsible explorer. Think before you leap.
See, that's the opposite of me. I jump in. And I take a sip of Diet Coke after.
Jordan writes a whole thing about Country Bear Jamboree.
Take a Diet Coke on the way down. Yeah, you're right. I've been at the parks a lot lately, and I've been inspired a lot lately, and it's been a little bit of... drain is not the right word. But like I told you, I'm kind of like a mental mess right now because for some reason I've decided to tackle like 4 different writing projects at the same time. And I'm like have like severe ADD, and I'll be writing something for one episode and think, oh yeah, I want to do that for this one. And then I'll do that, and it's like, well, better watch Country Bear Christmas so I get a better grasp on
Oh no!
back here.
Sorry.
So.
I accidentally rolled the uncard.
Oh.
It's hard because it's like the interface that we use. All the buttons are so close together.
We need like a switchboard.
That would be so much easier if I had like
We
literally
need
in
production.
college. Yeah, in college I used to technical direct, and it's just like there's a board, and you push
I wonder if you
buttons,
could
and you
connect,
just
like,
go
an
like
app to it.
program, preview. I miss doing that. Samuel, which do you predict will reopen first, Disneyland or DCA or Universal Studios Hollywood? Ed says Universal. Jordan?
I would also agree with Universal, but I also think the way he framed the question is interesting. Disneyland or California Adventure. Most would probably assume that they would open on the same day, but I would bet against that if I was a betting man. Which
Really?
we've established I am not.
Javier asks, when are we getting the 24-hour stream?
Tomorrow.
No.
Oh, not tomorrow.
I mean, we could start it, and I periodically jump in. Jordan will just take us through.
Hey.
You know what would be interesting? And this is not a good idea, and this is not something we should do, but it's kind of a good idea, is you could do like a writing session with the explorers on the live stream, and like workshop a video, and be like, what is interesting? Like, what do people want to talk about? And then like the whole group can do research.
It would be a fully collaborative video.
Mm-hmm. I'm still trying to figure out, I mean, I don't know if anyone else wants to do that, but we could do like a Happy Place Explorer guest chat one time. Because we have the ability to do a Skype chat, or like multiple Skype chats in here. I just have to change the interface. So we could have guest visitors. If like Jenny wanted to jump on the stream and show us a live shot of her Haunted Mansion inspired laundry room, we could see it in real time.
We could do a load on the stream.
We're just doing laundry on tonight's episode.
Be the best.
Let's see, what do we... Joey's computer would explode, followed by Joey. What is it? Oh, the 24-hour live stream? Yeah.
Oh, the 24.
Yeah.
Maybe we'd like start slowly and like work our way up to it. Start with like a 20-hour live stream. And then graduate up to the 24.
Themed laundry room? That is awesome. Oh, Blue Wanderer, if you haven't seen it yet, I know we talk about it every week, but head over to the Facebook group. Not the Facebook page, but the Facebook group. Jenny posted pictures of her laundry room. It is amazing. It's better than we could describe it. Like, we're probably describing it to you, and you're like, oh, yes, so she has some haunted mansion memorabilia in there. It's like, no, it looks like it's straight out of the Haunted Mansion.
It is quite legit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people send their laundry to Jenny to be washed in the mansion.
So, I mean, there's fun stuff like we could do like that. I mean, I always think it would be fun to do kind of a group video. But it is also challenging to coordinate. I gotta be honest, I didn't write any of the Jurassic Park video this week.
What are you doing?
I know. I'm sorry.
Can I make, speaking of writing, can I make an announcement that I'm going to try hard to keep, but I can't guarantee it? We'll confirm it later.
What?
But I'm going to say Disneyland Chronicles is coming back this fall. Maybe even as soon as September.
What?
Like I said, I got these projects that I'm working on right now that I want to finish. But I've picked up a lot of research, and it's sending me back to places. So I got the next set of episodes outlined out. I just got to write them, and then record them, and then edit them. So I want to say season 2 will begin this fall. Another batch, about 10 or 12 episodes.
I am excited. This is news. You didn't even tell me this.
Because it just I was literally like outlining it a few hours ago, and it's like, you know what, that could work. That could work.
You are a madman. You're doing so much. The man is nonstop, everybody.
Hamilton.
Here, wait, to answer Sam's question, which is better, Universal Studios Hollywood or Disney California Adventure? Definitely DCA. I mean, if Michelle's not on right now, but that's Michelle's favorite park. Like, she likes that more than Disneyland. I know that's a hot take, but...
I mean, it's great. It really is. But that's weird. That is the hottest of takes.
Universal Studios Hollywood is a blast. It's just... You know how we used to talk about Hollywood Studios as being a half-day park? Universal Studios Hollywood is a half-day park. Like, you can do everything pretty, like, fairly quickly. Because they just don't have a lot. I mean, once Nintendo World opens, that'll be a nice increase. And then Secret Life of Pets is supposed to... That still blows my mind that I had a reservation to go on Secret Life of Pets the day after quarantine started in LA.
Your in-depth coverage of that would have had 250,000 views opening day. Your dissection of the pets.
I got COVID on...
Would have been amazing.
Secret Life of Pets.
That's a headline.
Video title. But yeah.
No matter what, that should be the headline. For whenever you do get Secret Life of Pets.
People are very excited about DLC coming back.
Good. That fuels my excitement about it.
It's good stuff, man. It's like probably some of the best stuff on the channel, except for riding the Tiki Room, or not Tiki Room, riding Small World. That video is amazing.
Yeah. I'm very glad the Small World episode of Disneyland Chronicles is done. Glad that's already in the bag. I won't have to revisit that.
Sam asked another question. Which is better, Disneyland or Knott's Berry Farm? Now, it's Disneyland. Not even up for debate. But, if you would have asked me which is better, Disney California Adventure or Knott's Berry Farm, I would say Knott's Berry Farm. Jordan, Knott's is amazing.
I desperately want to get to Knott's.
It's amazing.
I've had the opportunity, not the opportunity, but I've always opted to go to Disneyland a second or third day than to go to Knott's. And I don't regret that decision, but it's always been something I've wanted to get to.
It's the Calico Mine train ride is like you would be in love with it.
I get the impression that Knott's Berry Farm, at least some of its attractions, are basically a huge, gigantic extension of Tom Sawyer Island.
Kind of. Well,
as far as sort of like not completely, there's plenty of audio animatronics, but they're not extremely mobile, but they're equally as charming, and they're just there, and there's some that don't move, but they make sound effects, and there's lots to sort of explore. I guess I'm thinking of just the Western town.
So, yes, that is like that, but the two rides that we're talking about that are in Ghost Town are... or Old Town Calico are Calico Mine and their log flume. And the Calico Mine ride, well, one, their log flume, another hot take, is superior to Splash Mountain in every way.
It looks like I've done the POVs of both of those, but it looks very, what's the word? Like quickly put together.
Betty says, okay, so now Joey needs to do the mountain challenge once Disneyland is open, since Jordan is doing more Chronicles.
It's fair.
Is it? Do you know how hard the mountain challenge would be now?
If you go within the first week of them being open and limited capacity, you could do the mountain challenge in 40 minutes.
Like now, all of a sudden, I'm like thinking about it, like it's actually a possibility. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I could do it in 40 minutes. And now all of a sudden, I'm like, no, this is what happened last time. Last time I got all excited.
Everything in the Magic Kingdom in one day.
You know what's so interesting about it? I blamed the guy in front of me for Space Mountain messing me up. But I think with that mountain challenge video, what really messed me up is Space Mountain broke down for a little bit there. And that was the first ride I walked on, and that costed me so much time. Like, I didn't leave Space Mountain until after like 20 minutes.
That's the thing. You lost the mountain challenge by seconds. You lost it by an amount of time that you could have easily been dishonest, and no one would have blinked.
The issue,
Integrity, by the way.
The real issue is that I did it, and right after I did it, because Fresh Baked was the first person I saw to do it, and they did it in a way that it was very similar to the way I did it. And then after I had recorded the video, and then Adam the Woo put out his video, where he started, for some insane reason, he started at the clock on Main Street, like as if adding that time. It's literally because he says in the video, he's like, oh, I want to make sure I'm being truthful about the time. So rather than letting his camera run for the full hour, which is what I tried to do and Fresh Bake did, he just started at a clock so he could prove it, and then came back to that clock to prove that he did it all in an hour, which is a fair point. However, it totally is unfair to add that time distance between the rides. So, like, even if I had done it perfectly, people are still like, well, you didn't start at the clock, though.
You didn't do it as good.
So now it's like, I have to start at the clock next time. Which sounds ridiculous, because you have to, like, run. And I was already, like, doing a very brisk walk. At one point I was, like, hobbling. My, like, feet or my calves were, like, on fire, too.
I know the feeling.
It was an experience.
It's rough.
All right, Ed says, Joey, only thing I'm thinking is you've got dad brain. Knott's is better than DCA Madness. Ed, Calico Mine Train, Jordan, Calico Mine Train has, and stay with me on this because you're going to panic, has almost as many animatronics in certain sections as Pirates of the Caribbean.
Like I said, I've watched the POV, and I'm delighted by what I've seen, and I would imagine that is increased tenfold in person.
It's amazing. And it's weirdly scary because it feels like it's going to break. Like, you kind of trust Disney's...
That's what I mean by, like, quickly put together.
Sure, yeah. You kind of trust Disney's engineers putting everything together. Knott's really feels like... Remember, Knott's got to start as being obviously a berry farm, but then they opened up a fried chicken stand, and then the ghost town was built for a place for people to wait to get their fried chicken. So everything that has been built at Knott's is sort of hastily put together because they just kept expanding to get more room for people to get that fried chicken.
And then they were like, let's add a complete replica of Independence Hall.
Yeah. And that's not even in the park. It's across the street. It's right next to the parking lot.
See, I have no...
You would love it. It's so cool. See, the issue, though, is we'd need to go during Not Scary Farm, because it's amazing. And that would make me so happy. Every time we go in Haunted House with Jordan, it's so exciting. Javier says Joey needs to run another Jurassic Park 5K run. And then Jenny agrees.
That's what should be live streamed.
Running the 5K?
We should one of these live streams, we should just run a 5K during it. We'll get on our phones and we'll just...
Could you imagine?
It'll be the worst live stream ever.
The heavy breathing.
With our phones. So we talk theme parks while we run 5 kilometers.
Could you imagine how bad that would be?
That would take as much out of me as a 24-hour live stream would.
Oh, Knott's to have the very first inverted roller coaster on Earth, though in 1970. Do I not know that? What was Knott's first? It's time to head over to the roller coaster database, guys.
Knott's. Knotch.
Do Knott's Berry Farm.
I don't know if this is linked, but everybody in the group, let's welcome Megan. Megan is now a member.
Hi, Megan.
Of the Happy Place.
Wait, let me do the... Hold on.
Yeah!
Because we can do sound effects now.
That was fun. I don't hear them, but
You
That was exciting.
were
to
apt
go
for the
back
time.
and see.
Okay, so there was Boomerang, Corkscrew, Wacky Soapbox Racers, and Windjammer Surf Racers. Windjammer?
Is that two,
No, that's not
that two
inverted.
different rides?
Yeah, that's two different rides. I'm trying to find this inverted ride that Ed's talking about.
Inverted 1975 Knots ride?
Yeah. Oh, wait, there's one called Corkscrew, 1975. Unless he means for, like...
I bet Ed is already answering us.
Yeah. Oh, Corkscrew, yeah, he's already out in the chat. Ugh. So I thought, when he said inverted, I thought he meant, like, Batman.
Oh.
He means, like,
No.
like a looping roller coaster. Something to go upside down. So they took down... Yeah, I never got to ride Corkscrew. Well, then, did they rename Corkscrew Boomerang? No. I'm in it now. I know what's going on. They had a ride called Corkscrew. Jordan, it looks, to give you perspective, it looks a lot like Demon at Six Flags Great America.
Oh, the roller coaster.
Yes. So it's like that, based on the pictures I'm seeing here.
I don't remember anything about...
Great America?
We went multiple times, and
Yeah.
yet I know we went on many roller coasters, but I don't remember. I couldn't... If you were saying, here's the list of roller coasters, here's the roller coaster we rode, match them, I could do Batman, and I could do Superman, and I could do American Eagle or Great America Eagle.
Yeah,
or
American Eagle, yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'd be...
Raging Bull?
Raging Bull was red, if I believe.
Yeah.
And tall.
And Viper?
Viper was green? Maybe not.
The cars were green.
See, it's okay. So that was what I got closest to.
Yeah, that was our park for a long time. That was like the closest thing we had to any sort of amusement park. And even then, it was an amusement park. It wasn't a theme park.
It was pretty exciting for us Wisconsin kids.
Is there a helicopter flying over right now? We're not having another earthquake. You know what's weird though? Did we tell you, like, the first week that we had Michael back, we had an earthquake?
No.
Like, while my mother-in-law was here. It might have been the day after the live stream. Like, either that night or the day after we had an earthquake. It was awesome. It was like...
Hey, it's happening.
Exactly, yeah. It was a very comfortable one, but it wasn't like...
Just getting used to it at this point.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Trying to figure out... I don't know, man. We're running out of steam here. Anybody, I guess, in terms of time frame here, we don't know when Disneyland will reopen. But
no one knows.
No one knows.
I don't think Disneyland even knows.
You said it. It's that they're waiting. Once local government decides what can and cannot open, then they will be able to decide. 2 earthquakes yesterday. Really?
That would have been a little south of you.
Yeah.
It would have been about 7-8 hours of you.
just a little south.
If it was horizontal, it'd be a different time zone.
And as
How come time zones don't go horizontal as well?
What do you...
They should go horizontal. No, they do. How come they don't go vertical as well?
As well? Like you'd have squares of time?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That sounds like chaos. Oh, yeah. Amy's right. Laura and Andrew are not here today.
They are missed.
Betty is so optimistic. Today we are one day closer to opening the...
Yesterday seems so far away. Today, she's right. 1 day closer.
I'm putting it up. Look at that. Everybody be optimistic.
There's a U2 song like that. Oh, never mind. It's not. Never mind. Not U2. Or not 1 day closer. There's a Les Mis song.
One day more. Yeah.
Oh, wait. No. That doesn't apply here. Another... I'm sure there's a pop culture reference we can reference. But I failed twice.
I think Michelle turned the air on, which is nice. Because it is much nicer now.
You could do the hat fan. Do it. Oh, you've
I'm
done
getting a
it
haircut too. It's so hot on the farm.
How about
Gotta bring the cows to
Jurassic
pasture.
Park poster here? Do you hear that?
The Universal or the one in Orlando?
It's
yeah.
Orlando roller coaster, which still has yet to be announced. It's been hijacked by raptors, which are birds of prey. Actually, that's actually awesome. Now that what is an osprey? It's an osprey is the bird.
What? Oh, you're talking about the birds?
Yeah, I wonder if it's osprey is a type of hawk, which is a raptor. Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
There are raptors, birds of prey, taking over. For those that don't know, over the last few days, they're building a roller coaster in the Jurassic Park section of Universal Studios, presumably themed to Jurassic Park. We don't know because Universal is like, what roller coaster? What are you talking about?
There's a giant Jurassic Park flag on it, so
it's at least going to be Jurassic Park
Yeah.
themed. But over the last few days, there has been an osprey. I don't know if I'm saying that right at all. A big bird that has made its nest right at the top of it. And it's, I guess it's like an endangered type of bird. So they have to be very careful with how they remove it. And so they've just sort of let it be for a while. And there's like bird poop dripping off the side of it now. It's been there for a while. Yesterday, it left. It was gone for like the entire day. I don't know if it was this morning or late last night, but now there's two. So people were like, oh, okay, it left and moved on. No, it came back, and there's two of them now.
What are they going to do? They can't... How do
They
you...
gotta turn on the roller coaster.
No, that's not how you...
Not to hit it. The thing will vibrate, and then they'll fly away.
Hopefully.
That's another good point.
Yeah, it's... first of all, if you haven't seen anything about that roller coaster yet, look it up, because it's amazing. They did Theme Park Stop. That's it, right? That's Alicia's channel. Mm-hmm. Theme Park Stop did a really good video doing an update on like what it kind of looks like right now, and it is amazing. The rock work is incredible. It looks like it's going to be like doing very like close like the raptor moving in and out of rocks and things like that. It looks incredible.
And there's going to be indoor sequences, it looks like.
Yeah, allegedly a few animatronics as well, like throughout. It's kind of has a similar vibe to Hagrid's, where there's animatronics as you're going on the course. So the roller coaster's accelerating, then you go through like a show section, then you like do a whole bunch of other stuff. It's gonna be awesome, man. I'm really jealous that you're in the vicinity of that attraction.
Yeah, I need to get there. Universal started this crazy deal where you were the one who sent it to me.
Yeah.
You buy one day, you get the rest of the year for free. Probably should pull the trigger on that, but parking is not included in that.
Yeah, I know, that's where they get you.
I am so cheap.
Parking's probably like $25 too, or something ridiculous.
Exactly $25.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And I think you have to pay even to go to the City Walk too.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's because it's all connected. You get to the parking garage, then you go to City Walk, and the City Walk splits into the two different parks split out of City Walk. Have you ever been?
I'm not in my head like I know what you're talking about, but I have no concept of the layout, to be honest.
Okay.
Because I've never been over there.
You know what's
I've driven behind it, and I've seen it, and it's so weird. It's the same feeling when you're driving in California, and you're driving along, and you're like, oh wait, that's Hogwarts. It's just sitting there. Same scenario here in Orlando.
Okay, Javier wants a POV to end the show. We have time for one more. I just realized it's 7 o'clock. And I have to call it because I have to cook Michelle dinner because she's raising our child. And that's the least. It's the least I can do. If that. What POV should we do, Jordan?
I meant to send you the POV that I took last time, but I didn't send that to you. But can I share my screen? No, it won't work. Not this time. I don't know what POV we should do. I was thinking out loud there.
I think you can share your screen.
But I don't know if I even have.
You just have to share your screen on your side through Skype, and then I'll switch it over.
Let me make sure I even have what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Michelle and Michael aren't here tonight. Michael's a combination of tired and hungry, and so Michelle's currently being super mom.
Soup mom.
Mm-hmm. But appearances will be made. Carousel of Progress. That'd be so good, actually.
That'd be fun. I love that ride. Because it is it's a good one. I should have been more prepared. I apologize.
I didn't ask you to get a POV ready, so it's not on you.
I'm accepting responsibility. Don't sugarcoat my failure.
Rich says it's hard watching while doing daddy daycare. Yeah, see, Ed says, Uber would be a better option for Universal. That's what I was thinking too. If you just ride share there, it's probably faster and cheaper.
But then
it's still expensive.
Get into an Uber, and what if they're not playing something you like, and you...
Yeah. We are having... They drop you right at the entrance. That's good. We are having... What are we having for dinner? We're having Korean beef bowls or something.
Okay.
Michelle and Michael are doing well. The whole family is doing well. Thanks for checking in, Betty. Betty and the Beast. Hope you guys are well as well.
Betty and the Beast. Ho. Magico. I don't know the lyrics.
Javier wants to know where you got the frames for your posters.
Did you see? It's a little... Wait.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
James sent me a text, so I know he's watching. James, look at this. Look at that.
Wow.
That corner has just come alive.
It looks so good.
Okay.
I don't have a POV ready.
Wait. Open my... Okay, here we go. Stand by.
Okay.
Stand by.
Standing by.
I should have done this sooner.
No, I'm excited to see how this plays out.
No, I have to restart the computer.
Oh my gosh.
So that won't work. But next week.
Let's do Haunted Mansion Holiday.
I apologize for wasting everybody's time.
Let's do Haunted Mansion Holiday, and I'll talk about why I think it is inferior to...
And while we're talking about it, we should just also talk about seasonal overlays to begin with.
Oh, Country Road Jamboree. All right, this is, just so everybody knows, we're going to do Haunted Mansion Holiday, and then we're going to shut it down for the night, because I feel like Michelle is going to get upset because it is not fair to...
But she loves Haunted Mansion Holiday, so she'll understand.
Sort. Kind. Data added. We're like a mess.
What's new?
You're right.
Everyone here is so awesome. Because, like we just said, this kind of chaos is not new, and you guys stick by with us. For better or for worse, you guys are right there. We love you.
Hold on, I got it. I just gotta figure out how to add you to this thing.
It's the Haunted Mansion.
It is the Haunted Mansion. How do I... What is going on here? We normally are able to do this, no problem.
You say that every episode.
I know! Just me being a weirdo looking at this thing.
Can people hear me at least? They don't need to see me.
Oh wait, I got it. Hold on. And then nope, that's not right. Go back.
Look at all those files.
Yeah, too many. Resume last video. Oh, jeez.
Hey, you did it.
Michelle and I prefer the original Haunted Mansion. Thanks, Rich. Rich says poster poster collection is fire for both of us.
Oh, yeah. I agree. Thank you. I'm very excited about our Disneyland posters and movie posters.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of holiday overlays, if Disneyland does not, or if Disneyland does open this year in the fall, this may be the first year in a long time that Haunted Mansion remains Haunted Mansion.
That's correct. Isn't that amazing?
That would be something.
It is. I mean, I am thankful. Allegedly, they're still working on it. It's still a scaffolding surrounding the whole thing. So, to be honest, it sounds like none of the construction projects finished during this quarantine period. Everything is still under construction. Snow White Scary Adventure still has their walls up. This still has its walls up.
Didn't you hear what they were working on to some extent?
What?
Because the construction got extended, and I have a vague memory of you talking to a cast member and getting some idea of the reasoning, or maybe
No, that was true, and that was literally on that last trip I went. I was going to post a video about it because a cast member told me what happened. So allegedly, it was a soft refurb of the ride. They were just doing cosmetic work to the outside. And then when they got to the inside, going through taking down all the Haunted Mansion holiday overlays, they had an issue with the escalator that takes you out. And so they had to rip all that up and redo the whole exit of the ride. So it's not new,
that's right,
but it just had to mechanically be repaired, which is why a lot of people are saying, like, the cast members are like, hey, don't expect anything grand when this thing reopens. It's
you're just going to be able to leave a lot easier.
Yeah. So allegedly that was the issue. But they did say, the cast member told me that it wasn't close to being done. He's like, it still probably has 2 or 3 more months. And I was like, what? Oh, wow. He's like, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, that's right. We hit 13,000 subs this last week.
Oh, wow.
So thanks, everybody.
Very nice.
Per the usual.
All 13,000 of you.
Here's a room that is like, you know what a big part of it is the majority of this version of Haunted Mansion is lit too well. The original one it's very dark. Well? Yeah.
Yeah, you can't see anything.
Yes. So normally it's much darker and more, I don't know what the word is. It's better. There's no way around it. Like, it's like this isn't a bad ride, but it's just an inferior version of the original. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it makes it like I would rather have Haunted Mansion all year round and then a Nightmare Before Christmas themed ride somewhere else.
It's interesting that they keep the ghost portion here because it doesn't make sense with everything else that they're...
What do you mean? Oh, look at that gingerbread house.
Because all the ghosts are still dancing around. They're not Nightmare Before Christmas characters.
And it's missing a laundry room.
And
well, it's in your house.
That's right.
You physically lifted the laundry room from one
destination.
Extension. Yeah. There's a portal.
I'm pretty sure if Jenny actually did actually close the dryer door, she would just spill out of the fireplace in the dining room.
Like this room too. It's just too well lit.
Yeah. I wouldn't argue that. But it is bright and festive like the season.
Yeah, maybe that's the issue. Is my problem isn't... You're right. It's just I'm too loyal to the first ride. It's a good ride. It's fun.
You know, it has a great holiday overlay,
What?
or had a great holiday overlay. I went back to Country Bear Christmas special,
Yeah.
and I was like, maybe I know it's August, and maybe it's because it's just 2020 has just been a crummy year. But I put on Country Bear Christmas special, and it's like this video cam taped POV on YouTube from like 2006, and I was just filled with like such a nostalgia. This is a show I never really seen. I've watched the POV a long time before, but never like focused like this. There's something about Christmas time. Something about Christmas time makes you wish it was Christmas every day. See the joy in the children's eyes and the way the old folks smile. It makes you wish Christmas would never go away.
But then you wouldn't have Halloween. And that is the best time of year.
Yeah, it's expendable.
Oh. Alright, hold on. How do I get rid of your camera? I am very limited today. Normally there's like a whole little thing where I can add or subtract you. But I have to switch over to the main preview monitor. This room's so hard to film because there's so much happening.
Yes.
And like, I remember when I was going through this last time, I was trying to be like, oh, I gotta look over here and then look over there.
That's the thing with filming the actual ride is, again, it's so dark. And so by the time you realize what you want to film, you turn over and the camera doesn't focus fast enough.
Yeah, I know.
And so the ghosts always look so blurry. Hey, look, it's Big Al.
It's Oogie Boogie. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Disneyland no longer has Country Bear Jamboree, but they do not waste.
That's Michelle and I waving.
So that's a Big Al animatronic you see there.
Shut up,
in
really?
the form of Oogie Boogie.
That's a fun fact. I didn't know that.
Now you do.
Look at the little
You
our
think it's
graphics.
all the bugs inside. It's actually a big bear.
There's like a little witch at the end here. What's that? All right. Well, let's close this bad boy out so we can go ahead and cook dinner for Michelle. It's already much over time, and as Ed pointed out, we probably should have moved on right away. But anyway, thank you guys for watching tonight.
That dad brain of yours.
Yeah, I don't have an excuse. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate it as always. We're back every Tuesday, and we'll see what... I mean, if you want to, remember, join the Facebook group if you want to interact throughout the week. It's cool. Jordan and I are in there. We're trying to have conversations with you guys, which is fun. And then the other thing about that is feel free to start suggesting things that you want to talk about in the comments for this video or in the comments for any video. And that way we can kind of do something like that in the live streams, and it'll be more succinct and focused rather than Jordan and I just being like, we're going to talk about this topic tonight for 5 minutes, and then we'll talk about what socks I chose to wear this morning.
Completely different.
It's a mess.
Unrelated.
Anyway, let's go make some Korean beef bowls.
That sounds delicious.
Thanks, Jenny. So thanks, guys. It's been fun. And Jordan, you want to close us out?
Until next time, we'll see you in the happy place. Bye. That's the time.